You are watching C-Tune channel. Please click on subscribe button for more video. Top 10 programming languages to learn in 2018. Number 1. Ruby. Ruby, a general-purpose, object-oriented programming language born in the 1993 by Yukihiro Matsumoto. It's 5 times more in demand than Python, and one of the fastest-growing programming languages, seen only to Java for the most projects completed. In fact, Ruby is so easy to use you can create an app in it in under 10 minutes. Groupon, Airbnb, PXLR, and Bloomberg are all coded in Ruby, as well as many more. Ruby operates as a dynamic, object-oriented, because it reads like English. It makes the code easy to read. It's needed to maintain code databases for many high-end websites, so Ruby's demand is increasing, so much so that it's become common within devotees roles, i.e. the engineers ensuring the reliability and efficiency of the servers running websites with high traffic. Depending on your company's needs, this could be the one for you. Number 2. Rust. Rust came in first place in the 2016 The Stack Overflow Developer Survey for what developers loved most. Rust popped up as the programming language developers loved most at 79.1%. Indeed, new developers love Rust. Developed by the Mozilla Foundation, the open-source Rust programming language operates as a low-level language, suited for performance-critical code. What's most interesting about it is that it emphasizes safe code. The objects are managed by the programming language from beginning to the end. Rust might be the new kid on the block, but it contends with C++ and C as a potent programming language with its resource management algorithm. Number 3. Swift. Swift, more popular than Objective-C, this is the language for developing native iOS or Mac OS apps, and is the programming language with the most potential for reshaping the future. Native apps have been found to outperform cross-platform hybrid apps, and SpriteUp makes it even easier to build 2D games. Indeed, it builds itself on the successes of C and Objective-C without the constraints of compatibility. It was heavily influenced by Ruby and Python, and is considered user-friendly and fun to use. Operating as a high-level language, generally being easy to maintain, Swift is a general-purpose, multi-paradigm language developed by Apple for iOS. So if working with Apple products is your niche, this is the language for you. Being a statically typed language means that Xcode checks your errors for you, so your errors are easier to track down, and further, as the definition of things are more definite, it operates faster. Swift has an edge over its competitors as it also hosts the automatic reference counting ARC, a well-known feature which tracks down and manages an app's memory usage in real time to make sure it's not taking too much memory. Using this language has the potential to give you an edge, as iOS apps are generally more profitable than Android apps. Number 4. PHP. PHP is widely used thanks to WordPress. 80% of the top 10 million websites use PHP in some sort of way, including Facebook and Wikipedia. There are no hard rules on how to build features, and it boasts flexibility in solving problems. It's further used widely in a freelance capacity or for popular content management systems. It's a great choice for web development as it's mainly a server-side scripting language, forming the base of both WordPress and Facebook. So for web development, learning PHP is mandatory for success. Learning PHP puts you in the position to create stunning, dynamic websites and web applications. You can use PHP for various web development projects, including e-commerce, mobile app development, content management system. It's an open source, easy to learn, with an easy database integration and has numerous applications and uses. Number 5. Java. Java is one of the most practical languages to learn as it was designed to bypass the complexity of C++. Its popularity cannot be overstated, as the majority 90% of Fortune 500 companies use Java to develop backend systems and desktop apps. It's highly portable as it boasts the cross-platform compatible Java Virtual Machine (JVM). Reinforces object-oriented principles OOP used in modern languages including C++, Perl, Python, and PHP. Java is used mainly for creating server-side apps, video games, and mobile apps. It's the core of native Android apps and is enormously popular among developers. Number 6. Objective-C. Objective-C is a general-purpose, object-oriented language derived from C, and was used extensively by Apple for iOS and OS X development before Swift. Indeed, although Swift has gained much popularity, Objective-C is still worth learning because you can create all types of apps, and iOS frameworks still rely on Objective-C. It's simple to use, and furthermore, can use programming languages C++ and C whilst programming with C. Number 7. JavaScript. JavaScript it allows you to build interactive websites, and is truly an essential web tool technology, alongside HTML and CSS, because most browsers in some way implement JavaScript. It's crucial for getting into web development, and learning this language paves the way for front-end development and back-end development. It might not be as useful as Python or Java, but it's generally easier to pick and do something tangible with, in part because of all of the accessible UI features. It's definitely exploded in popularity, and is definitely one of the best programming languages out there. Number 8. C#. C++ it was created in 1983 as an alternative to C, and instantly gained popularity, for good reason. It features predefined classes that can be used alongside classes a programmer may already be using. Microsoft Windows and Google Chrome are two of the most well-known projects created with C++, and indeed, most of Adobe, and much of Amazon's websites are written in C++. This programming language has remained in demand because it is a powerful tool that is adaptable in a variety of sectors, including finance, banking, games, telecoms, electronic banking, retail, and more. Number 9. C#. C# designed by Microsoft, this general-purpose, multi-paradigm programming language was used for developing apps on the Microsoft platform. C# operates as a general-purpose, object-oriented programming language. It works for apps powered by .NET frameworks. So, if that's your market, C# is the best language to use for building apps native to the Microsoft platform, and is further the recommended language for developing games using the Unity game engine. You can make anything in C#, from web services to mobile apps, server applications and more. Whilst experts contend that demand for C# is dipping, Xamarin changes those expectations, as the platform makes creating apps for Android and iOS much simpler. Number 10. C language. C established in 1972 to enable programmers to write in the Unix operating system, it still proves very, very popular. It's one of the most widely used programming languages in the world. And because it operates as at a machine-level language, you'll be able to learn how a program interacts with hardware. Not only is it one of the most stable languages, it works on nearly all computing platforms. Dropbox, eBay, and Spotify all use C programming, and the entirety of the Linux OS is written using C language.